Just talking. I mean, I don't need to have an intro, but let's have an intro. Those that are watching this know me, so I'm sitting here with you. Why don't you say
Hi,
something about
John.
yourself? Ah, don't use my name.
Oh,
That's all right. That's
uh,
okay. That's all right.
I'm using that name because it protects you from the guilty and the innocent. His real name is Peter.
Okay,
So,
okay.
oops. Guess
I
I got to
just
take
don't.
that
I
one
just
back.
don't want church people to watch and see the cussing and the other stuff. Like,
I got you, Raphael. Don't worry about it.
that's fine. That's fine. You,
All right.
you know what? Don't worry about it. I'm not gonna spring that on you this time. Call me John. That's
All
my
right, John.
name. Secret's out. So tell me a little bit about. Tell the people a little bit about yourself. All zero of them watching.
All right. Well, I recently escaped from a Turkish prison where I was serving 35 years to life for murder in the first. Okay, that's garbage. I'm
Ugh.
Chris. I'm the co-host and co-founder of the Speedway Review, which you can find on YouTube and Facebook, and also Dysfunction Junction, which is a more current events type show. Same platforms, YouTube and Facebook. Been a lifelong wrestling fan since my earliest memories back in 1862, or more importantly, 1975 is the
Mm.
first memory I have of wrestling. And used to write with this fine gentleman for a internet newsletter called WrestlingOnline.com, and we had so much fun, and we've kept the relationship going now. Oh my God, it's been 20 plus years.
Off and on, man. But I think recently, just a couple years ago, right? Within the last couple years, we're like, hey, let's do this again.
Yeah, when I believe it was you that reached out to me, and it was, hey, let's write a column for Wrestling Online. It was that particular WrestleMania where it was Roman and Brock and AJ and Shinsuke,
Mm-hmm.
and we wrote different columns about what we saw, what we thought, yada yada yada. And I had fun. It was great. I've done a couple drop-ins here and there, and I know that the gentleman who runs that site enjoys it when some of us from the deep dark days come in and play a role now.
Maybe he's watching. We have two.
Maybe. Well, I'm one.
But,
Check this out.
oh, you're one. Okay, so we have one other. All right. Well, yeah. So, I was used to write with you. I was a sophomore in high school back then.
Oh dear God, thanks.
Hey, it makes me feel just as old, man.
Hey, guess what I just did? I just linked this to Facebook.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's fun.
So maybe people will sign on and watch us talk about the Royal Rumble 2025.
That'd be fun.
And see, we talk about this. You and I have conversations on the phone, which you like, hey, do you have 15 minutes? And it goes an hour and a half. You know, I
Yeah.
think you sell yourself short when it comes to some of this commentary. You are articulate and you are bright and you have the gift of gab. I just
Hmm.
don't think when you get in front of a camera, I think you kind of get a little skittish.
Oh, it's not bad
So
with the
you got
not
to let
as
it go.
yeah. Well, I'm practicing now. See, but we haven't
Oh,
done this. We haven't done this since I've been a pro- professional public speaker and you know all that business. But yeah, that's crazy, man. They wow, jeez, yeah. So goodness gracious, 2001,
yes.
24 years,
Yeah.
24.
I think I joined
So
right around then as well. So,
yep, we came, yeah, we were pretty close. I
oh,
started I started heard about the newsletter because it merged with the Bagpipe
bagpipe
Report. I
report.
am that old. I was like a 13 or 14-year-old teenager, just getting into the internet and found I want to find some cool wrestling things to do on the internet. And well, the Bagpipe Report didn't last very long until it was taken over by this other guy. And so
He made it better.
he I didn't know. I remember there was a fiasco with you remember the guy? I don't know the
Vaguely.
Blake
Uh,
Norton wrote
yes.
this
Oh,
wrote
now.
wrote this scorch piece on Hulk Hogan. It's internet famous, man. And I remember reading that and go, "Oh my gosh." And then somebody else did the whole thing spoofed his column. I can't remember except with the words Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan. They replaced it with Blake Norton. So it went back. It went back and forth, and he wasn't long for this world. And I guess he was a wrestler too himself, like on the Independents. Maybe is that?
I did not
I
know that.
I don't know. Yeah, but Cullen came along. Colin. I was
Colin.
hardcore. I was hardcore into Cullen Powell at the time, so I saw that name and it went there. But anyway,
Gotcha.
yeah. So here we are, 24 years later. So let's talk um, about the show. I have
Sure.
notes, and you can see my laptop. I'm gonna sit back here so you can't see it. But
Okay.
what do you think? Like,
Overall,
yeah, well, like, what were your expectations going into the show?
none. When I watch the Royal Rumble, it's all about fun. Now that, especially now that there's two distinct 30 superstar Royal Rumble matches, one for the females, one for the males. So I just go in thinking this is going to be fun. The Rumble never disappoints.
No.
I thought the two matches sandwiched between the two main Royal Rumbles were fantastic. One better than the other. We'll talk about that a little while later.
Hmm. Oh boy, will we?
But you know, the Royal Rumble seriously is my favorite. If you told me to list, say, your top five PLEs as they call them now, yearly, Royal
Hmm.
Rumble's always number one. Survivor Series is number two. WrestleMania is number three. I will throw SummerSlam at number four. But much like the gentleman who played Fritz von Erich in the Iron Claw said, that ranking can always change.
Oh
But
shoot!
Royal Rumble is always
Oh,
number
I
one.
still have to watch that movie. I started it and I didn't finish it. I haven't seen it. I really want to see it.
The next time, okay, I'm going to
Okay.
make a deal with you right now. When you watch that movie, and I've probably seen it a half dozen times by now,
Hmm.
I want to do a sit down with you and talk about the Iron Claw.
After or during?
After you watch it.
Okay.
I'm
Well
not doing a
then,
watch
I'll
along.
give it a few days then. I'll give it a few
Okay.
days before I watch it, cause
I
you want the first reaction. I'm guessing,
I
right?
want the freshest thing. You just turned off the movie. Hey, Chris, I'm going to watch this on, I don't know, Saturday night. And I get out of work around 9:30 on a Saturday night. If at 11 o'clock my phone goes off and says, okay, I'm ready to go live, I'm coming right down here to the TSR studio and I'm doing the live after reaction with you about the Iron Claw. I got non wrestling fans to watch that movie.
Yeah, it was got really good reviews, and which it's rare that it gets really good reviews from the Academy and also really good reviews from wrestling fans. Usually there's a disparity between the two sides, but
Oh,
here,
yeah.
and I was like, Zach Efron, really? High School Musical, dude?
Bro, he
Like,
killed that role. I'm sorry,
yeah.
bro. I had to
Oh no,
because,
that's okay. I just don't like it when people call me that.
well, that was,
That
he nailed that role. If you've ever watched an interview with Kevin Von Erich,
I
he
have.
nailed that role.
It's been like, where do I need to find some before I need to before I watch the movie. I need to refresh my
Okay, here's what
historical
you do.
memory.
Watch the Triumph and Tragedy of World Class on Peacock, the documentary that WWE put out.
Mhm.
Kevin is all over
Mhm.
that
I've
doc.
seen that, but it's been
Okay.
years, right? I don't remember much. I need to rewatch all these things.
Yeah.
Um,
So just watch that and then you watch the Iron Claw and you will see all the similarities, the way he walks, the way he talks, the way Zach Efron nailed that role.
that's amazing. That's good. So yeah, I need to do that. So that is in the cards. Um, Women's Royal Rumble match. My notes as I started, nothing special so far. Chelsea Greens get a huge pop when she eliminates Vihab.
Yep.
The crowd loves Chelsea.
I don't get that.
I
And
th-
maybe, we can talk about more of I don't get it
I
and
haven't
why
really
it's
thought. I haven't
mainstream.
really had a reason to think about it, but I have a couple of ideas.
She's the perfect. If you remember when LA Knight came back as
Mm-hmm.
LA Knight and he
Mm-hmm.
was doing the thing against Bray Wyatt, and I was a guy that was like, LA Knight, dude, this guy's a bum. He's never good. A year later, he's the biggest thing. I have two LA Knight t shirts, an LA Knight hat. I have LA Knight as my ringtone. He grew on me,
Yeah,
and
dude.
all he had to do was be himself.
Yeah, did you watch TNA ever? I
A
thought
little bit
I
here and
watched a
there.
little bit. I saw him on TV on TNA. I was like, man, this guy is gold. Like they need to get him over there, and they got him over there, and they completely blew it
The first year was terrible.
Because Vince
Correct.
McMahon, and then Vince like, ah, I don't see anything in this guy. Let's make him into Max Dupree, and then
Yeah.
there's that, and then thank goodness, Vince can't keep it in his pants because it took somebody else taking over to say, hey, this guy isn't getting a fair shot. And I think that's what's going on with Chelsea Green. I think the
Well,
crowd sees her as one of those people that hasn't gotten a fair shot that's finally getting her shot. And she's Zack Ryder's wife, too.
yes.
So she has goodwill there from WWE fans.
What I saw,
But,
and I'm just going to go to the Rumble since that's what we're here to talk
uh
about.
huh.
What I saw was Chelsea Green being the heel you have no choice but to like. And I'm not going to compare it to a Stone Cold or The Rock or anybody else, but there was that point in the Rumble where she goes around and she clotheslines everybody, and everybody's hanging on by a thread, and she's standing in the middle of the ring, basking in her glory, and they all converge around her. And it just wasn't going to end well. You have four people, and she's annoying as hell. And I said this watching the Rumble with my friend Bill and his son Jackson. She's annoying as hell, but bell to bell, she's good. She's
Yeah.
really, really good.
Yeah, she
And I'm
is.
not going to sit here and stand on ceremony about a character because let's
Yeah.
be honest, you could walk into an Applebee's and see her there, and she's probably the nicest, sweetest lady you'll ever meet.
Right. Oh, she. Yeah. Yeah. I've seen her. Not seen, but I've watched her outside of. It's a character. She's like super super nice.
Yeah.
Um. Um. Okay, Chelsea. Chelsea Green.
Oh, Samantha Irvin used to nail that. I loved that so much.
I know, and so did Chelsea because she kept it. I
Yeah.
mean, if Vince were here, that would not still be happening.
The fact that everybody has carried it on, including Lillian Garcia,
Mm-hmm.
means it has legs.
Right.
It's a thing now.
But if it were Vince, he'd be like, "Oh, she doesn't work here anymore. We can't use anything that she has anything to do with."
Those are the
Like,
days. Those are the
yep,
days.
those days are dead.
Correct.
Let's mention Maxine Dupree. Holy crap, she's getting better.
I
Wow.
was super impressed. Week to week, and I'm going to speak. This is going to sound really rude. Week to week, either she looks great or she looks terrible, image wise. She walked out. She looked confident. She looked
Yes. It's like
amazingly
an
gorgeous.
entirely different person.
Correct. And when she got to that ring and she started firing off the moves, we were sitting there, me and my buddy Billy, and we're like, is this the same Maxine Dupree we see every week? It was
Didn't look like it.
amazing.
Triple H knows what the hell he's doing with his people.
And
Boy, oh
good. You know
boy.
what? Glad you mentioned his name.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations on him getting the solo spot in the Hall of Fame this spring. Sorry
What
for
a
stuttering.
what a con. No pun intended.
I like what you did there.
I didn't mean to. Hence the no pun intended.
Mm-hmm.
But like, yeah, like did you watch the what happened afterwards? He was like, yeah. He's like, we had this whole thing planned for the Hall of Fame. I planned it out with Nick, and he just went and did something entirely different without telling me about it. He's like, I'm
I
gonna
did.
go call him out, throw him out of a
Yeah. Now
window
I'm
or
gonna go
something.
backstage and kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But look,
boy,
I mean, the again, I'm going to rail against the internet wrestling community about 600 times while we do this.
mm,
But the internet wrestling community kind of shoots himself in the foot. The internet wrestling community made Triple H a star, and then when he got to the top, they took a dump on him. They've done the same thing with a lot of other people. The Rock, Cena, run your run the gamut down the list.
mm-hmm.
And once they're like, "Oh, this guy needs a push. This guy needs a push." Well, they got their push. We're tired of it.
I love how I think Triple H he doesn't mind giving them what they want, and he also doesn't mind trolling them, which is great.
But isn't that the beauty of what we're talking
Yes,
about?
absolutely.
You got what was it? The first time Cody won the Rumble, and it was 2023, and he goes to WrestleMania, and he's facing Roman, correct?
Yep.
And Everybody's thinking, yeah, this is it. This is Cody's time. Cody loses.
I
Now
was I
the
was
next year is
shocked.
the yeah,
Yeah.
same here.
Mhm.
Next year you have the build up. And now Cody wins the Rumble again. And we're, oh man, this is it. This is the spot. Yeah, and he wins and the people love it. 4 months. It took 4 months for the internet wrestling community to be like, why are they shoving Cody down our throat? Guys, because you wanted it that way.
Mm.
And you got what you wanted and now you don't want it anymore.
I love how internet wrestling community is still a pejorative. It's great. It's not the entire internet wrestling community,
No,
right?
it's not.
It's just the subset of internet wrestling fans that think
But
they
what
know
else am I
everything.
supposed to say? The smart marks? Come on, listen. Let me explain
Why
something
don't you
to all
sound
of
like
you.
Russo? I
Hold
wouldn't
on.
want to sound
Let,
like Russo.
let me explain something to everybody who's watching this. Unless you are inside the business, you're a mark. I'm a mark. Pedro here is a mark. Um,
Pedro, John, fine, it's fine.
Pedro, John, Pascal, we'll figure one out and we'll stick with it. We're all marks. We sit at home. I used to be friends, and our wonderful host knows this. I was friends with Joe Laurinaitis for years, up to and including the day he passed away. That it crushed me. But that's something that he taught me was that no matter what you think, no matter what you say, no matter how smart you think you are to what this sheet says or what this website says, we're all marks. We sit there and we watch a show and we have a good time. None of us, and that goes for baseball, hockey, football, what have you. We're all marks.
Hmm.
None of us knows what it takes to do what they do. You think you do, but
Right.
you don't. And kudos to whoever was in Indianapolis with the sign that said Meltzer fears facts. I love it.
Dude. Oh my gosh, dude. I
I do
think,
want to. I want to mention a
yeah.
couple of the signs as we go along, but that
All
one
right.
caught my eye right away in the women's Rumble match. Proud that
That's
they
a
stood up.
that's a smart mark.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I do have notes. Lots of noises in memoriam for Samantha Irvin. Like even
Yeah.
I think even I almost called him Patrick Kelsey. Patrick McAfee, Pat McAfee did it. Sorry.
Yes.
It's Super Bowl season.
Yes, it is.
Uh
And during the show, I did decide I'm a collector of football jerseys, and I decided I'm buying a Pat McAfee jersey. I
I
have to have one.
I'm sold. I'm sold. It took him a while to grow on me, but the you can feel the energy and the fact just how much he loves being there and he gets it. And I love, how sometimes Michael Cole freaks out when he cusses. He goes,
Hmm.
"Holy shit!" I was like, "Okay, Pat, you had 3 chances to catch yourself and you chose not to do it."
Oh, wait! Time out. Offsides clipping. At one time during, I think it was the Cody Rhodes match, and we'll break that down a little bit. Uh, Cole said something about goddamn something or
I
other.
know that surprised me too.
I'm like, you're gonna, and that's the first thing I thought of. I'm like, you take a dump on McAfee every chance you get when
Oh,
he's
but I noticed, did Cole say anything about that? No, he
no,
didn't.
Cole said it.
No, no, no. I mean, did he chastise Pat for saying that?
No,
He
Cole
didn't.
said
I
Cole said
think
goddamn.
I know, but I think that
Pat didn't say it. Pat didn't say a word.
no, oh, not then, but at one point he said, "Holy
Oh
shit."
yeah. That I don't
He
remember if he
he
said
didn't say
something.
anything. I think they're starting to ease up on Pat a little bit.
Okay, but there's
But
three
yeah,
real good
Cole
reasons.
got caught up in the moment too, and he dude, oh, we did a show
There's three
dedicated.
real good. There's three real good reasons why they're loosening up. One, it's a different era. You can watch something at 9 o'clock at night on one of the three major networks, four if you count Fox, or streaming anything. The belt is loosening as far as censorship is concerned when it comes to certain words. I don't necessarily want to hear particular words,
Right,
ones that start with C or N
right.
on television, but to say the word shit or goddamn as much as I hate goddamn, but the belt is loosening. Two, it's streaming on Peacock, and the main show Raw is streaming on Netflix.
Hmm.
On any particular point in time, I just watched the 4-part OJ documentary on Netflix. And if you want to hear the N word, the F word, and any other word in between, watch those 4 episodes. They will come out.
Wow.
It's a different world now that the PLEs are almost exclusive to Peacock, a streaming service, and Netflix with Raw.
Hmm.
I used to, oh, you don't know how many times watching Raw or SmackDown, and it only happened on SmackDown a few times the other day, but when the crowd is,
Yeah,
holy
yeah. They
shit,
bleep it, bleep it, bleep it. Yep.
oh my God. And
Hmm.
during that time, the commentators are trying to tell you, paint that picture for you, and it sounds like you're in bad cell phone service.
I think that's one of the reasons why Cole got so ticked off at Pat McAfee that one time. What do you remember what he said? He said he is built like a brick
Brick
shithouse.
shithouse.
And
Yep.
Cole just throws the thing down. Like, I cannot control this guy. Like, which he can't. Nobody can control
Well,
Pat
it's like
McAfee.
the beauty of this whole thing is Vince McMahon was not wrong back in the day when they did Beyond the Mat.
Hmm.
They are making movies, and for 3 hours you shut the world off and you watch whatever is on your screen in front of you, be it the Royal Rumble, Raw, WrestleMania, yada yada. It's entertainment, and I don't
Hmm.
think, and this is point number one against our friends, the internet wrestling community. I don't remember seeing so many Reddit posts or Facebook posts or this subgenre or on Instagram or wherever watching a Batman film, picking it apart piece by piece by piece, like you know what it takes to make a really good film. None of you, I dare say, none of you
Right.
know what it's like to promote a multi-billion-dollar wrestling company. Stick with your Will Ospreays in empty arena wrestling. I'm going to stick with the WWE, which has provided me entertainment since 1975. The rest of you don't care.
Oh, well, we can have an anti AEW show sometime whenever you want. I could go for
I
hours.
will do it 6 hours. I will clear an entire day, and I will tell you everything wrong with AEW, starting with they suck.
So a couple
Back
more
to the women's
things.
match, sir.
A couple more things about the women's match.
Yes.
Um, Wade Barrett. Known Naomi for 27 years now, and she's we've known each other. I was like, yeah, you've known her for 17 years, and you still can't pronounce her name right. To the point,
It's a cultural thing, and it's also
I
a
know,
diction.
I know, but he has infected Joe Tessitore using his British pronunciation, who doesn't know any better, right? So he just goes off of what Wade says because yeah. So I thought, I wonder if if Tess is gonna change the way he says it now. We'll
Maybe,
see.
but
We'll
kudos to
see.
WWE and Endeavor for hiring Joe
Oh
Tessitore,
my gosh, dude.
a guy who comes in with actual, again, watch the internet wrestling community blow up with real sports background, and
Hmm.
he adds a flavor to it that is so refreshing. And there, while we're still on the women's Royal Rumble thing, you want to treat this like a real sport and present it as if it were a real sport. That crawler at the bottom of the screen,
Hmm. That was something
uh,
I noticed too. Yep.
active, eliminated. We'll talk about Joe Hendry when we get there, but it was Billy's son that pointed out. He goes, "Chris, did you read what it said?" It was so hilarious. But as they come out, it's like, oh, here comes Trish Stratus, Hall of Famer, 8-time, however many, world champion, last Royal Rumble appearance over here. Um, I was going to comment on your Trump post, but okay, never mind. I don't know the post he's talking about. I
Oh.
want to respond to this, but that crawler, why that hasn't been active? This is the 38th Royal Rumble. Doesn't that make you feel old? First of all, and second, the fact that they haven't had a crawler like that is phenomenal. This is amazing.
It's because everybody said we want wrestling to be sports based. Until now, nobody's ever done it.
They
AEW
tried.
couldn't do it. AEW
No.
failed miserably.
Well, yeah, because they stopped being sports based about 2 weeks in.
Right. Because, but they kept trying to call themselves sports based even after that, which is just
See,
stupid.
the problem with AEW. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Set aside 6 hours
Oh,
sometime
yeah,
soon. We're
6
doing this.
hours.
We're doing this. We're gonna have a marathon. I'm gonna get a 30 rack of beer, put it in a cooler right here. We're
I
gonna go to
have
town.
I have two more things to say about the women's match.
Sure, I'll leave
One
AEW to another time.
one is Alexa Bliss. Thank God she's back. I was worried. I was worried because it was reported that they couldn't come to a deal, that she was supposed to come back at such and such event and didn't do it. Um, but she held out for more money. I don't know if that was the wrestling media being worked
I
or
think it
not.
is.
Um,
Here, I'll give you my take on this before you get to your second point. Alexa Bliss just had a baby a year and a half ago.
mhm.
If you watched her and she comes out in
By
this
the
little
way, Ryan
outfit,
Cabrera, fuck you. Ryan Cabrera, lucky
it
man.
it was
Everybody hates
pointed
him.
out by my friend Billy that Alexa had just had a baby however many months ago, and I said, yeah, the worst part about it is it's not my baby.
Oh,
Um,
oh,
good for her though. Congratulations, little Hendrix. I'm sure is growing up. What a name! I love that name. But
that is
secondly,
nice. It's a good
you
name.
know, to have her back and to hear one of the three loudest pops
Oh my gosh.
of the night
That's
when
when I
she
said I
came
was
out.
all
I'm
smiles.
sorry.
That's
Let
yeah,
me let me let me put another one in here. Alexa Bliss. We're gonna knock that one down.
yep.
One loud pop, and I enjoyed it because I'm a huge fan. I've always loved Alexa. Her work, her look, her attitude. She's amazing. To have it's better to have WWE with Alexa than without Alexa.
Mhm. Yeah.
That to me,
Oh.
and the fans showed her love,
Oh,
which
and
is
she
really
was
cool.
so happy to be out there. You could tell. Oh my gosh.
Even when she's getting her face whooped in, the smile never left her
It,
face.
I was so happy for her. And did you see what the back of her jacket said?
Fiend for life or fiend forever.
Forever. Yep. Oh man. Mm, goodness gracious. Yeah. And one more thing.
Sure,
Gotta say it. Do you know how old Trish Stratus is now?
I don't care.
She is 49.
Shut up.
She can't.
I'm north of 40,
Oh,
man.
I know,
I'm
but
right up
look at
Flair's
what she
game.
can still do. Like it's ridiculous.
Oh
She's
yeah,
a freak of nature.
she is. But there's a woman who's been in fitness all of her life and has dedicated herself to working her body and her mind to be in peak physical condition. You could be. Look, Ric Flair wrestled till he was 180 years old, and back then he still looked good.
He might
Forget
not be
that.
done. We never know.
Stop. Stop.
Oof. Yeah, I know.
Did you watch the final match?
I still have not.
Oh,
I don't know if I
here.
want to.
Let me do you a favor.
Oh
Don't.
boy. Okay.
Don't.
Okay.
If you
Yeah.
if you want to ruin
That's why I haven't watched it. So
exactly.
you just confirmed. Yep.
I watched it out of curiosity because I'm like, could he still do it at 70 whatever he was years old? The simple answer was no. But at 58, when he was in there with Shawn Michaels,
He could still
that was
go.
believable. And he
Yep.
was 58. AJ Styles is pushing 50 and still can go.
Is he? Yeah, 45 maybe?
Give
Let's
me a
see.
second. I know they said when he came in, he was around 41. I'm going to the Google
I'm
machine right now.
41. I know he's a few years older than I am. AJ Styles,
American
47.
Professional. 47. Right there.
Mhm.
There you go. And he
Mhm.
can still go. And nobody looks at AJ Styles and goes, oh, he needs to step aside. He needs to go. They were saying that about Flair when he was 41. That was
Wait.
in 1990?
So yeah. Oh yeah. And so here's the. Oh yeah. Those days are done. We go longer. And
Mm-hmm.
if Trish Stratus, she can keep going as long as she wants. As far as I'm concerned, it's like, oh, she's a woman. She shouldn't be out there. Nah.
Does it
Let her
matter?
do. Let her do it as long as she wants and as long as they want to have her. I
I'll be
say.
happy. I'll be super happy if she can get in there for those one-offs, whether it's the Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, an NXT thing. Come out once, twice, three times a year. Show the young ones how it was done and how you get over organically and produce good work.
Right.
She could be much like Shawn Michaels is at NXT now, much like Pat Patterson for years, with the exception of the things that were said about him. Taught the guys how to be better by just being themselves and keep working to be the best.
Hmm.
There's a reason why the Triple H's and the John Cena's and the Rocks, and now we'll go to Roman Reigns, and even though I hate him, Seth Rollins, they succeed where Ryback fails.
Oh, Ryback. Oh, there's another 6-hour episode.
I'm
So
ready.
so here you ready? Listen to this. Finn
Mm-hmm.
Balor, 43. John
Yep.
Cena, 47.
112.
Randy Orton, 44. All these guys are around the same age, and Finn Balor's been doing this for a while, but compared to the rest of them, he's still young in WWE. I watched him tear the hell out of her shoulder on live
I wa-
television.
I not long ago,
Hold on one second. You can keep talking. I got.
not long ago, before Randy Orton took his sabbatical there, I watched a Randy Orton match, and I knew he was in his mid to late 40s. I'm like, dude, I could only hope and dream to be that athletic, that quick. He's still quick. He
Hmm.
can still get it done. It's believable. It's not like watching, say, Chief Jay Strongbow back in my day when he was in his 50s doing job matches on WWF television.
Hmm.
Here's a guy that can still go. And if you can still go, I don't know why the internet wrestling community complains so much. I don't care how old you are. Can you still entertain me? Yes.
Yeah, I think the age is done. And Cody Rhodes, he's like, I'm gonna. When he started, he's like, I'm gonna go until I'm 40. Guess what, folks? He's 40.
Okay.
He's like,
He
I wasn't counting on getting being a long time champion with a good
yeah,
run.
either he is or he isn't knocking on 40's door, and you just
Hmm.
confirmed he's 40. And Cody
Hmm.
probably still has another good 10 years.
He's
It's
so
a different.
good.
It's a
He's so
different.
good. He's so good. I texted you. I said I can't believe I'm. It sounds so weird to say this. I was talking about this. I never thought I would have said this until now, but Cody Rhodes, Conrad Thompson nailed it. He is the hottest babyface in wrestling. Cody Rhodes.
Exactly.
Cody Rhodes, the guy that came out, with oh geez, Legacy, and was and then Stardust happened, and then he turned into a workhorse. Holy crap. He is the hottest babyface in wrestling, no question about it. Back to just in case where you wonder where the wonderful world of biblical studies and professional wrestling intersect. Other than the fact that you have one who's a wrestling fan, I was talking to somebody who was commenting on one of my pages. We talk about Bible things, and he said, "I have a my best friend from high school's a wrestler. His name's Alan." And I looked. He's from Georgia.
Alan
Is your
Jones.
best friend AJ Styles? And he said, "Yep." I was like, "Okay." So yes, even even ridiculously, it oversects sometimes in the most unlikely of places. Um,
The one guy I haven't texted in a while, and I'm kicking myself in the ass, and I'll do it when we get off the air. Is I haven't texted Pitbull in a while. Gary Wolf.
oh,
We
Gary
used to
Wolf.
share. We used to share texts often, and I still we still interact on Facebook, but I haven't picked up the phone and called him or texted him, and I feel bad about it. So Pitbull, if you're out there, still thinking about you, brother.
We have somebody said, one of my friends said, horrible pick for number 30. Nikki Bella makes her return.
Absolutely not.
I
Um,
think it was a great pick for 30.
if you'd have
Um,
made her earlier, it would have just been
I don't think she knew she was going to do this until a couple months ago when she
probably
suffered that domestic abuse case. And it's like, wow, my life's falling apart right now. And along comes WWE and says, here, come back where you're appreciated. We'll
right.
give you a run. I thought that was great. Good for her, I say. All right, next.
Yes.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh,
Nia's out down to Charlotte and Roxanne, and I think I know what's going to
oh,
happen here. Yep, Charlotte Flair, before I could even finish the sentence. But again, she's been
I,
working hard for a year to come back. She
that's
is
fine.
good. She is very good. Um, I don't have a problem with it.
Considering the amount of talent that was in that ring, that has been working. No offense to Charlotte, who had an injury, legit, and
Hmm.
worked her way back. Good on her. I don't have to like her to respect her, but You just told 29 other beautiful females, great workers too. I'm constantly impressed by Piper Niven. I
Hmm.
may not like Nia Jax, but you want to talk about someone who puts off monster vibes and
Oh,
does great
dude,
work.
and she
You
has
just
gotten
told
so much better.
you
You
have
got to
told
give her
every
credit. Hmm.
exactly, but you've told every single one of those women, Charlotte's coming back. Get to the back of the line.
Well, if they had a problem with it, I didn't hear anything about it. So
And I don't care.
it
I don't book
probably,
the show. They know better than I do.
yep, right. So, I mean, she's good. She deserves, she's worked hard to come back from an injury that she didn't think she could come back from. I get it. Um, Not as sympathetic as the Nikki Bella number 30, but I still get it.
I got Nikki Bella at 30. I understood it because you're fresh off how many years of being on the sidelines.
Hmm. Right.
Give her a few minutes to shine. Let the people cheer, and she gets dumped unceremoniously, and it's over. You got your 4 minutes of nostalgia. Great. That's what those surprises are all about. When you see
Hmm.
somebody from the past, look at back. I want to say 2015, 2016, where you had DDP and Bubba Ray Dudley. Oh my God, it was so fun.
Yeah.
Give
Uh,
them their good 4 to 10 minutes and get out.
and I have another note. Oof, I think Bailey hit her head on the way out. Holy crap. I think either that or she was doing her job really well, but that felt like she cracked her head on the floor.
I
Um,
have to go back and rewatch that elimination, but I'm gonna go with the latter. She does her job really
I
well.
was hoping that was it because there was a couple times where I went, oof, but if they do it right and they keep themselves
Yep.
safe, then um, let's do Motor City Machine Guns versus DIY. Motor City Machine
I
Guns
had one
taking the
note.
tag team division by storm.
Yes, good to see them on the on
Hmm.
the uh, the upper echelon, the main event, the major leagues, if you will. Anybody who wants to argue with me that WWE isn't the major leagues, no,
They're the only league. They're not just
exactly.
the major
I don't know.
leagues.
TNA is coming up,
Oh, yes. Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah. I
but
knew where you were going, though. Yep.
but
Hmm.
I don't know who the new ring announcer is that replaced Samantha Irvin, but it
Oh.
sounded as if she said Motor Shitty Machine Guns, and we laughed about that throughout the entire match. We're like, look, the shitty machine guns are doing well.
I did not like how Michael Cole said that she was the best ring announcer in the business.
Oh, thank you for bringing that up.
She is, she's got wonderful energy. She reminds me a lot of Samantha Irvin. However, there's one thing that I can't get past.
The Pikachu hair.
No, not that. And once I say it, you're going to be like, oh my God. She
uh,
is like the Triple H of ring announcers.
I
Right
think
here in the ring.
God.
Yes, every time. Every
You are correct.
time.
You are correct, sir.
Oh, and I just that's a pet peeve of mine. So when he says the best ring announcer in the business,
He's lying to you.
uh, I I don't understand Jim Cornette's hatred with Justin Roberts. He's a little over the top. He's a little too heavy, but the dude is good.
Oh, he
The dude
gets
is good.
across. That's what I always liked about him. He
The
got across.
and
Howard
Samantha,
Finkel, same thing.
yeah, and Samantha Irvin didn't have any of those mannerisms for me to pick on. She was the best. She
The
would go.
only
She
thing,
would
the
give Howard
only
a run
thing
for her money.
Oh yeah, the only thing Samantha Irvin that I could say is a negative was when the main event is over and there's too much growl. You know, you don't hear Michael Buffer growl. You never heard any baseball
Bruce
announcer
Buffer
growl.
growls.
Bruce Buffer does, yes,
Yeah,
but
and this lady
go
does
back,
too. This
go back
what's her
to
face?
when Pikachu McGillicuddy Jones. Uh, I don't know her name. April Flowers, for all I care.
Okay.
But if you go back and you listen to an entire pay per view that was ring announced by Samantha Irvin, everything, the last match, the call for the main event, there was that throaty, like go out there and do your best Vince impression for the last match.
I don't mind the growl. Is you say there's this too much?
As somebody who worked in radio, I think the growl is too much.
Well, but Samantha Irvin had that growl. I think they're trying to. I think they're trying to copy, not copy it, but they. But yeah, I think they're trying to
Whoever
cover up
this
for what they
lady is,
lost.
whoever this lady is, she's trying her hardest. She's doing a great job.
And I
But
wonder how Mike Rome and Lillian Garcia felt when they heard that. Hmm. Not a good look.
yeah, oh, good point. Because
Not a good look.
Lillian being back with the company and being
She
the
is right
voice.
there.
Yeah,
Hmm.
exactly.
That was not that. I bet Michael Cole was like, I can't believe I just said that. That was so stupid.
He was probably somebody fed him the line from production, and I wouldn't be a bit
Maybe, but
surprised.
he's the head of broadcast. Well, no, he's not anymore, is he? He
No,
gave that up. That's right. I forgot about that. Okay.
I would be, and I'm not saying this to again name drop or rub shoulders or what have you, but I wouldn't be a damn bit surprised if Bruce Pritchard didn't feed her that line.
Oof. Oof.
Oh, feed
Okay.
him that line.
Right. So, could be. All right, DIY. This is. I was watching this match. Very good match. Liked the match a lot. But it was during this match that I understood why. I thought it was hilarious previously. Now I think it's very hilarious. Why Jim Cornette calls him Johnny Sameface. It's
I
not that
thought about that. I
it's
thought
not
about that so
it's not
often.
that he can't do facial expressions. It's the fact that his facial expression is the same for whatever intensity he's at.
Yep.
His face doesn't change.
The only time I really saw any emotion out of him was the spot where they did the Motor City. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm gonna use her, the Motor Shitty machine guns. I like MCMG. Don't get me wrong. I'm just gonna riff on her sounding like she said shitty.
Yeah, yeah.
Was they did that double team off the rope clothesline gimmick
Yep.
and he hits the ground, he grabbed his head, and it looked like he was grimacing in pain. And I thought to myself, that's the first time I've seen him elicit any sort of response to emotionalize what's going on
Yeah, or instead
in
of
the
just
match.
laying there with a blank stare on his face, which is
Right.
fine, which is fine.
But
But
it
and
only took
it's
him 10 years to do
and
it.
it's not even and it's not because the reason why I didn't understand what Jim Cornette was saying was what Johnny Gargano shows emotion. He shows emotion. He doesn't have the same voice. He expresses himself. Vocally, he shows emotion and expression,
Correct.
but no matter what his vocal does, his voice, his face stays the same. And I was like, I can't do that if I tried. Like, I don't know. I think that's a gift.
It is something, I don't know about a gift, it's something you learn. You know,
Okay.
look at Jim Ross, the guy called professional football and wrestling and all sorts of different things. And if you go back, we did it about 600 times during the ladder match where we like, by God, he been broken in half.
Oh, good God Almighty! As God is my witness, he is broken in half.
I think they killed him. He's dead.
Good God Almighty, they killed him. Yep.
You know?
But I said I have super blockbuster. Cool. Never seen that before. The way they did it.
That was fantastic.
And then I said, finish sees the Street Profits interfere under masks. That kind of sucks, but if it keeps this feud going, I'm game. Just as I say that, Triple H explains it all.
Oh,
Why
well,
they did it. Yep. And I was like, all right, good. More.
they
Give
don't
me more of
have
that.
they don't have faces that because we were all like, who the hell is that? And then when the announce team said, "Look, it's the Street Profits," when months ago when Jimmy Uso came back and he pulled the thing down and you saw his face, it's easily recognizable.
Hmm.
I couldn't pick out the Street Profits in a lineup
I couldn't
based on
either.
their face.
And it was fine. Like when they attacked him, I was like, oh, that sucks. But then they attacked the other team, and I was like, okay, that's more interesting. You don't know
Oh
who
yeah,
they're right. I thought, oh, this is a Vince finish. This is a dust like a Vince finish, but it wasn't.
absolutely
It
not,
was a great it
absolutely
was a
not.
great finish. I was just typing real time, and here we go. Okay, Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens.
Well, before that,
Well, okay,
going
finish.
back to the
Yeah,
Street
of
Profits
course.
quickly, um, the fact that they attacked both teams made sense.
Mm-hmm.
You attack MCMG because they're going for what you want. Then you attack the champions because they have what you want.
Yep.
Made complete sense.
Yep.
They're not heels. They're not baby faces. They're, I don't want to say tweeners, but
And
they just
that's
they want what they want according to the story, and attacking both teams sends a message. You got in our way. You have what we want. Here's where we're going to go next. Posse out.
Yep, I hear you. Yep. Well played is what I said. I'm
Mm-hmm.
good. Wow, well played, Hunter. Well played is what I
I'm
said.
glad
Cause
I watched this just a few hours ago because everything is still fresh in my mind.
yeah. So I said the Street Profits aren't clicking with me anymore. Now I have to
They,
now I have to do taxes is what I said. I wrote that because I thought, I just Street Profits.
well, if you go to
Right.
Intuit TurboTax, the official sponsor of the
Oh, I'm
Royal
already
Rumble, you can
there.
get your taxes done. Click the link on the screen. Whatever.
I'm already there. Yep. Okay. So Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens.
Oh,
I just have what a Haas fight, and that Alabama slam through the ladder looked brutal.
oh my God.
Holy crap. And he was completely safe, but the way Owens sold it just, oh my gosh. Like,
Before I talk about the Alabama Slam, let's go back to the. I think it was a suplex or a power bomb
yep.
onto the
By the
the.
way, cheers.
God
Cheers.
bless you, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Cheers to you. The white can of destiny versus whatever you're drinking. Beautiful.
Craft beer. Yep.
Oh, I have craft light.
Rheingeist Truth is what I'm drinking.
Oh,
IPA.
the packy down the street from my house. I'll be buying it for the Super Bowl. Has Travis and Jason Kelsey's garage beer. So
And
I'll be
they
trying it for the
and they
first time,
bought that. They bought that from my favorite brewery, by the way.
which
So
is
I hope you like it. It was one of my favorite breweries, a local Cincinnati brewery called Braxton,
ooh, okay.
and it was really good. It's basically like a Bud. It's better than Budweiser
Anything's
garage
better than,
beer.
but I could drink my own urine. It'd be better than Budweiser.
You'll I think you'll like it.
Okay, good. I
It's
won't waste $8.99 then.
no. I'd pay $10 for. Well, no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't pay $10. Um, but most craft beer goes for $10, so $8.99 for a craft box is pretty good. I think you'll like it.
I'll be buying that, and because close to where my friend Mark lives, which is where we watch the Super Bowl every year,
Hmm.
I'll be buying the 6 pack of garage beer down the street from my house. Go towards Mark's house. I'll get a 4 pack of Broken Skull IPA and a 4 pack of American Broken Skull Lager.
Oh, see, I've
And
never had any of that. I can't get that here, so
oh, if I could find a way to send you a can of each, you'd enjoy it. They're
I'm sure
really
I
good.
would. I'm sure I would.
El Segundo does a great job. Anyway,
So then we got this Kevin Owens, Cody Rhodes things.
yes,
Lots of brutality, lots of blood. Um,
the
what do
spot
you
in the
think?
ring, the spot in the ring where you have the ladder laying down like this, and Kevin Owens gets power bombed or dropped or suplex or backdropped or whatever onto this, and you see the rivets pop out of the ladder.
Oof, oof.
And I'm a guy who has had back injuries all my life. I'm like, yeah, this can't be good. But the spot you're talking about, from the table to the ladder with the Alabama Slam,
Oh, just
I'm gonna
brutal.
give I'm gonna give credit to Kevin Owens being a consummate professional. He was folded in half. He stayed in that position for a good 5 minutes while Cody does his parade and holds up the belts and does his thing. And Kevin Owens is just, we're all like,
He sold
is he,
for him. He
oh yeah,
sold for
it's like,
him.
is he breathing? We were
Dude,
we
did
were
you
genuinely curious.
the
Did he die?
the here's the thing. I think the thing that sold it for me, and we can talk about this if you want to. Let's do not 7:10. When did you say you could go to? 7:30?
7:30. I'll
7:30.
I'll give you 7:40 to be generous.
Well, we want to get through, but we're having good discussions and it's
Yeah, this
already
is fun.
7. Um but
If I have to
the
get my Chinese food delivered, that's
oh,
fine.
but the sound. Holy crap, like you could hear the snap, right? And even the camera angles, the shots, like except there was one shot where the cameraman missed it. I was like, oops, but somebody missed a move. You could definitely see they had the wrong angle for one of those shots.
The introduction
But
of Endeavor and
Oh, it's the best.
WWE
It's the
merging.
best. It's the best. I love being. I feel like I did when we wrote together.
Yes, but the sound.
Hmm.
And we'll talk about it a little bit during the men's Royal Rumble, but to hear some of the banter back and forth,
Yes,
which you wouldn't hear back in the day on a WWE/WWF pay-per-view premium live event, yada yada yada. You get to hear what they're saying to each other in in character. How dare
hmm,
you? What do you think you're doing? I'm gonna whoop your ass. Your dad is whatever. So good. It's like you're inside those ring ropes with them when they do that.
I heard there were sexual assault allegations against Lee Fitting for somewhere in the past. Like, and he's the new production guy, so I read that and I was like, no. But I guess they're keeping him. And I was like, good. Oh boy.
Allegations are
I
allegations
know,
until it's in court.
but you know how this culture's been overreacting to every little thing. I thought,
Yeah, I'm aware.
I'm glad
I
they
may or
didn't.
may not have been one of those people that has been accused of something he didn't do and had to have it adjudicated. And when your record is cleaned, you walk out, your chest puffs out a little bit more. You walk with a little bit of that Vince McMahon chicken gimmick swagger. Allegations are allegations. I could allege that you've done something to me, even though we've never met in person, but I've known you for 24 years.
Right.
Allegations are allegations. Let the
Uh-huh.
court do their job.
Yeah, exactly. Uh, all right. So, you want to know a difference between. Oh, by the way,
Yes.
I don't remember what this was. Oh, I said Alabama slammed through the ladder looked brutal. That's how a finish should look. Damn, is what I
Thank you.
said.
Thank you. Because what
Yep.
happened right after that? Cody saunters into the ring, climbs the ladder, pops both belts. Listen, another thing. The belt represents the championship
Oh, that's in
that
there too. Bring back the winged eagle.
no, just
Let it.
bring back the term belt because it is a belt. That is not a championship. The championship is your status. The belt represents the championship.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
like, would you, if somebody brought the World Series trophy to your house or to somewhere near you? I've had the opportunity on a couple occasions to stand next to the trophy of the World Series champion New York Yankees.
Uh huh.
Would you call that a championship? No, you won the championship. If
Yeah.
this was
That's
if this was what I got for winning the championship, this represents the championship. This is a trophy,
right.
much like this one over here.
Right.
2 years ago, I won this at a Halloween party. This is a trophy. This is not a championship. This represents what I've won.
Did
This is
they
my
say? Did
prize.
they say belt on the broadcast?
They did at one point when
The fact that they
um,
did is good. The fact that they said it.
it opens that door back up
I
because
still pop every time Michael Cole says the word hospital.
yes, we joked about that at Billy's house and said medical
Because
facility.
he's called it medical facility since then. But I
Well,
know
you know
that's
why
just
they do
old
that.
thinking. That's old
You know why they
thinking.
do that? To avoid the folks that still to this day, again, I'll go back to the internet wrestling community,
Yeah, think
that would
something's real.
call that if you're performing here in Uncasville, which is right down the street from my house at Mohegan Sun Arena, 10,000 seats, you're doing the thing, they run an angle and they go, he was taken to a local medical facility. Well, there are about six. Nobody's blowing up the phone lines going, "Oh my God, is Seth Rollins at your hospital? Can I find out how he is?" Because that's how wrestling was then. Vince took it to a different level. Now, people are smarter. They just know they can go to their Google machine and find out in about 25 minutes if he's okay.
Right. So yes. Okay. So let's Any other thoughts on stuff we missed? I did miss something I wanted to mention. Pat
Please do.
McAfee got a huge pop back with the Motor City Machine Gun match. A trick play in Oil Stadium.
Yes.
I love that. I
And then
loved
they showed
that.
the highlights of him doing trick plays.
I know. That was so good. Like they're bringing it, making it sport-ish,
That's
and
beautiful.
mm-hmm,
Because,
mm-hmm.
go back
They're
to
doing what AEW tried to do, except they're doing it right and actually
exactly,
doing it.
exactly. If you're, I mean, and look, I know, Ronald over here could care less about what I say, but if you still believe that empty arena wrestling is where the best wrestle, you need to get checked
Empty arena wrestling.
psychologically. You need to get checked psychologically. If you can't draw flies, if you're covered in shit, you're not where the best wrestle. I don't care how many five-star Meltzer matches Will
You do
Osprey's
good
put on.
moves. They do good moves. I have to say, if all I
If I
cared,
wanted to see good moves, I'll go to the local high school and watch the gymnasts do their thing.
yes, because at least you get something out of that. Um,
Bingo. But what I'm going to tell you is WWE in the last 3 years has come up so much. And I took about an 8-year break. I had to get away. I don't, I couldn't.
you're back now.
I am.
Thanks,
I'm
Tony Khan. Thanks, Tony Khan and Paul Levesque and
Nick Khan.
Ari,
Don't
oh, Nick, the wrong
do not
Kong.
put Tony Khan and Chris
I'm
Bernes
sorry.
in the same
I'm
sentence.
sorry. I'm sorry. I meant Saint Nick, not dumbass Nick. Thank you,
I'll let it go.
MJF, for that one.
One thing you didn't ask,
Mhm.
other than the women's Rumble, was
Mhm.
how I felt about both those matches.
Mhm. How'd you feel?
Really quick, I'm gonna bust it out. The
Mhm.
2 out of 3 falls tag team championship match was a harken back to when I was a kid, and that's how the championship tag team matches were run. And then it was always one fall and whatever. You move along to say SummerSlam '90, where they had 2 out of 3 falls. Anytime I hear 2 out of 3 falls, I know I'm in for classic, old school stuff. And I'm not a guy that says, "Well, it was better then than it is now," because that match was fantastic. The ladder match, easily. I don't care about a star system. I don't care about what anybody thinks. And pick it apart. That was entertaining as hell. If you We talked about it on the SummerSlam show we did on Dysfunction Junction with Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar, where I said I got physically ill watching Cody take some of those bumps,
Oof.
and I felt bad for him. That's what it's about, to
Mhm.
invoke that emotion and to make you feel something. Not to
Mm.
make you pick it apart and go,
That's
hey,
right.
I'm on Reddit and I'm going to tell WWE how to book their shit. Guess what? WWE makes $1 billion a year. You make $24,000 working at mobile, shipping coffee out the door and saying, can I have 25 on 6? That's what you do. You're not a freaking expert.
you
Sit in
know.
the basement and grow your neck beard.
wow. How
I'm
do you
Chris
really
Burns and
feel?
I approve this message.
Run for office. Mm.
I would, but I'd be assassinated within 3 days.
No, 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 you wouldn't.
You have no idea, sir. You've heard my political leanings.
Well, mine are changing.
Good.
Anyway,
Glad to hear it.
yep. Well,
Come to the center. We have cookies, hookers, and blow.
I've always been left of center, but now what we're having now, and maybe this is another show for
It
Dysfunction
is.
Junction
I'm
or
ready.
whatever.
6 hours.
Like everybody has to move toward center, or else it's an adapt or die situation.
Correct.
If you don't move toward center, you're missing now. Even Trump, who got the popular vote, he's now has to. Well, he doesn't have to do anything because he's in,
Oh,
right?
he's got.
But if
He's
his
got it.
party wants to survive, they have to start being a party for all of America and not just for this sliver of people. Um,
What is it? What is it? Our grandmas used to say. It's better to. You can catch more flies with
with
honey
honey,
than
the
with vinegar.
yep.
Well, the more you move to the center, where I sit, you will find it's easier to catch more flies with honey than with vinegar,
Yeah,
because I've sat through. I left the Democratic. Anyway,
yeah.
it's been a
We're
lot of
not going to get
years. Look, it's
sidetracked,
been a
but
lot of years. WWE is the honey. They brought me back, and with the help of guys like Pedro here, and with the help of a lot of human beings that were like, Chris, I know you loved wrestling. Why don't you come back to watch it? I believe
dude, we're like in the Attitude Era Part 2 right now.
it's so
That's what this is.
good.
It like I was just thinking, I was watching these matches. You and I, we've watched this a lot. Nothing surprises us anymore, right? Right?
Very few things
So
surprise
you
us. Yes.
know that when you're watching a match and your heart rate starts to increase, Like you don't know what's going to happen next and you have anticipation. That's happened like it used to happen when I was a kid when I didn't know any better, right?
Yeah,
But as an adult, it's happened like all of, I don't know, three, four, five times. Not very often. Four of those
yeah,
five times have been within the last year,
agreed.
right?
Recently in January, it was the 75th anniversary. I'm kidding, but of Hulk Hogan beating the Sheik for the title. And a friend of mine, who I didn't know then, but I know now, was at that show at Madison Square Garden. He loves to reminisce. I said, oh, I'm going to go back and watch the match, all 6 minutes of it. And I found myself sitting in my seat and leaning forward, as you
Mm-hmm.
do when things are getting good. I saw myself doing that very many times during this Royal Rumble show. I saw myself doing that during a lot of these PLEs. I'm gonna get the vernacular down. Don't worry.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
But if
doesn't care.
you that's it. It's evoking emotion. It's a lot like watching the difference between watching Oppenheimer, which was a
Which I have not
psychological.
seen, and
Jesus,
I know. Go ahead,
Frederick,
let it rote, let it. You're not censored here. I'm a peculiar pastor for a reason.
Frederick, what are you doing?
Oh,
I'm gonna
okay.
give you a list of movies to watch before I talk to you again ever.
I've actually have. It wouldn't take that long. It wouldn't take that long for me to finish them because you and I have the same taste in movies, and I've just been going through a lot of stuff this last week
All
or
right,
two.
real quick, greatest movie ever made. You got one
Greatest
shot
movie ever greatest movie ever made.
ever made. There's only one right answer.
Jesus. I could narrow it down to three.
I'll give you two,
Okay.
and then we'll talk about the men's Royal Rumble.
Okay. What he's okay. Uh, Godfather, Gone with the Wind,
It's
and
up there. It's in the top five.
and Casablanca and Citizen Kane.
Also in the top five.
Yeah. So
But I
that's I got.
consider I
Okay. So what's your favorite?
no, you got
Oh.
four out of my top five.
Okay. Good. See, I told you.
Godfather, Gone with the Wind, Casablanca, Citizen Kane, Scarface.
Scarface. Say hello to my little friend. I'm not going to say any more than
Exactly.
that because, well,
Look at
haven't
the pelican
I
fly,
haven't seen
pelican.
that one either.
Oh my God! Ladies and gentlemen, this will be the last time that I do it with Antonio here
Dude, you
because
why are you, why are you giving me all these Espanol names, man?
that's just what comes to my mind, Manolo.
He's gonna
So
call him Umberto next.
Umberto,
Umberto.
ooh, Francisco. That's fun to say.
Francisco. Francisco.
That's fun to
Oh,
say.
that's my favorite Christmas movie, by the way, hands down. And there are a lot of Christmas classics. That's my
All
favorite.
right. Well,
Anyway,
let's see if
okay.
real quick before we go.
All right, all right.
My favorite Christmas movie of all time, which
Mm-hmm.
is not technically a Christmas movie, but it was set around Christmas.
Die Hard.
Just Friends.
Oh, okay. Haven't seen that one either.
Okay, that's fine. I'm not gonna get mad. It's not one of the top 10 films of all time, but when you get a chance, Just Friends. It is hilarious.
Yeah. So,
Go ahead.
Royal Rumble match. Here we are.
Ooh,
Numbers
yes.
1 and 2. What is the significance of this? Rey Mysterio Jr. Oh, sorry, old school alert. Rey Mysterio and Penta El Cero Miedo. Penta, who is just Penta now, has no fear.
How many
Cero
times can you
Miedo.
do that in one match? By the way,
As
I think he
many
did
times
it 18
as
times.
many times as the crowd keeps chanting it with him. I
I
don't.
chanted with him. I'm not gonna lie.
I have no problem. Like he has done more for this. WWE has done more for this character in 2 weeks of programming than AD. I call it ADDW.
I love it.
It is. They have no intention. Oh, that's really good actually. They have no attention span. No attention span. They have to have immediate gratification all the time. That's what it's for, right?
I agree.
ADDW. Um, amazing. Crowds unglued what we have. What are they doing? The best luchador of all time. They've said it over and over and over again. Guess what, folks? Here's the protege. Like
Yeah,
here's the
see,
next guy. They did that very intentionally.
oh
This is
yeah,
the greatest
absolutely.
luchador of all time. This is the greatest luchador that we've got other
That we
than
have
this
now.
guy, right?
When Ray Ray comes out at number one, we're
Ray
like,
Ray, Ray
oh,
Ray. Okay, Conan.
it
Oh
doesn't matter.
man. Oh, I know, but I miss our youth. I miss my younger years
I
so much.
know, dude. Trust me, I watch my youth slip away every time I get. We have like a not a death pool, but we always text each other, me and the guys from Dysfunction Junction, like so and so dead, Bob Euchre dead, David Lynch dead, and we're like,
Oh,
there it
that
goes,
broke my heart.
watching our childhoods slip
Hmm.
away. So Ray Ray comes out first, and I'm like, oh, okay, they want to start out hot, and then Penta, and I looked at Billy. No joke, I said, this is going to be the best 2 minutes of the Royal Rumble over and over and over again. And after they did the stare down and we got 1 minute of it, it was still great. They put the, and I agree with you, they put them in there for a reason. The
Hmm.
teacher and the student, if you will.
Dude, yes, he's getting a rocket strapped to his ass. No question in my mind. Because not only did they start him with the greatest of all time, he lasted for a long time.
Oh my God, that clock! That, and again, kudos to
I
WWE
know.
production for that crawler. Penta in the ring for 39 minutes or whatever. We all look. I could go back to the '93 Rumble where Bobby Heenan would shout out, "Is Backlund still in there?" Backlund is still in
We
there.
don't have
62
a.
minute
There will never be another Bobby Heenan, so let's do a crawler instead.
bingo.
That's oh my gosh. That's so good. Oh my
But it
goodness.
shows two things on WWE's part is that they're strapping the rocket to Penta's back, and he's got nowhere to go but up.
Sight,
He is
but sight unseen, unless you have somebody working for WWE that watches this guy and
the
is like,
second part of that is he is that freaking good.
right. And oh my gosh, like the way that the talent management, we could do a compare and contrast WWE and AEW show.
Let's do it easy.
That would be
AEW
fun.
is over here, they suck, and WWE is right here in the center, and they're doing everything right. And the neckbeards who are eating hot pockets and asking their mom, "Hey, did you pay the Wi-Fi bill?" They're the
This
ones
is
that are complaining.
yeah. So this is the last of my notes. This is when I stopped taking notes. I
Okay,
said, okay, so seeing this is a little surreal for obvious reasons, and what I came up with at the time was the best of the last generation is facing off with the best of this current generation, and the crowd loves it.
that's a
That's
fantastic
what,
point.
that's what, I mean, it's just, it's night and day. I mean, and to be honest, if all I cared about was the moves, AEW would be a really good show every week. No, I'm
It would still
serious.
suck.
No, I'm serious because I love just seeing action in the ring, wrestling action, like athleticism. If and there are those people that like that and only care about that. If that
Hmm.
were me, AEW would be my jam because it's like all I care about is the wrestling. The wrestling is fantastic. Not gonna lie, like the action, the in-ring action, there is no logic for anything else other than that. No stories, no build, or if there is a story, it's shoehorned in at the last possible second. And but I get it. Like if you like it, fine. But there's a reason why you're now struggling to hit 600,000 viewers every week. When CM Punk was there, you were over.
A million plus.
You have no, yeah, a million plus. You've lost 50% of your audience in 2 years. Holy shit.
Well, think about this too. Who's walked away from AEW? Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, Jade Cargill. We can have a discussion about Jade Cargill another time. That girl has star potential, and if it and they're doing it right with her, past whatever she's going through right now, she can be this.
Hmm.
But in AEW, they promoted her up here, but she was here.
Right. And
They put her with the
yep.
right person. They put her with Bianca, who I don't have to like Bianca to respect her. That girl can go.
Oh. And I think her character is kind of annoying,
It's stale at this
but
point.
but she still gets cheers. I mean, she might not be for us,
Seth
but
Rollins.
she is representing. Oh, I forgot about Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins wears his wife's clothes to the ring,
Let's
and
let's
people still cheer for him. You know why? Because he delivers inside the ropes.
he but yeah, and but what I think, what I see happening is he's going to make a full turn. Obviously, we see that now.
Clearly, as we'll
Now,
talk about in a
how
few
is
minutes.
his presentation going to change, right? Like when he did all this flowery, crazy, stupid stuff, that was a Vince creation. Vince
I'm sure he
McMahon,
had input
he
because
did.
he is very eclectic.
Mhm.
Let's be honest.
Mhm.
If you've watched him, show up at the sideline of the Chicago Bears game of who he's a big fan, he's still dressed kind of eclectic.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's got his Bears gear on, but he also has like this big poofy gimmick jacket and what have you. Either he's living the gimmick or he is the gimmick.
Yeah.
That's where the line really gets a little crazy.
So since I stepped on your toes the last
That's okay.
time, your general thoughts on this match before discussing anything particular, because there are a few particulars I'd like to discuss about the.
I
Yeah.
thought overall that the women's rumble was better because you had more people in the ring at one particular time, and there were so many different stories going on at the
Mhm.
same time.
Mhm.
But as far as impact and wow factor, the men's Royal Rumble kicked it so far out of the park. It was amazing. From Braun Breaker and Roman Reigns, from
Braun Breaker. Oh, oh my God.
Joe
He.
Hendry.
Oh,
Oh my God, did I lose my stuff at number 15 when that music hit? I was in London and Paris and Tokyo. I was in America and Scotland and Mexico. I was all over the place. I loved it. Regardless of how short Joe Hendry was in there, uh, pop number 3, when that music hit, 70,000 people lost their minds. And I I was there for it. I loved it.
and
This guy is going to be big time within the next 2 years. He'll be not main eventing. He might be semi-main WrestleMania in the next 2 years.
there was,
Mark it.
yeah, there was an ad where it said they were doing a ticket sale for some event,
Hmm.
right? And it had AXS ticketing. Who
Yeah,
is AXS?
the TV company that runs that promotes or broadcasts TNA.
Who owns AXS?
AXS is very who?
Who owns AXS?
Bob Backlund.
No.
Hell if I know, tell me.
The same company that owns TNA owns AXS.
Okay.
Yes, it's a television station.
Yeah.
They're in it together, man. That's my point.
Oh, speaking of which, Jordan Grace
Jordan
looking great.
Grace. Oh my
Jordan Grace
gosh.
looking great.
Yes.
However, the what she lost in musculature to trim herself down and look, she put on a hell of a show, but it you lose the weight in the face, it kind of makes you age a little bit. She looked older than what she should be, but
I didn't.
she was phenomenal.
Well,
Oh
maybe,
my
but
God, she was so
yeah,
good.
but I tell you what though, like, and what stuck out to me was, right, TNA, very distant number 3, even considering as how much AEW sucks. They're still a very distant number 3. They're not even close to AEW's viewership numbers.
No, but
However, however, the fact that they're not, and the whole crowd sings the song and erupts when Joe Hendry comes out. Boy, they're gonna gain ground here real soon.
if you watched the Royal Rumble and had never seen Joe Hendry before, you're going to go to YouTube. You're going to find some of those matches where he did fantastically. If you've seen him on NXT, you already know. But thi- he's the most viral wrestler right now
Hmm.
ever. There's a guy on Instagram who has done, to my count, 279 days, and every day he posts a video. It says day number 200 and whatever of me believing in Joe Hendry, and all it is a video of his theme song. Which, by the way,
he
in your
wrote.
head,
He wrote that. He's a
is
musician. He did this himself. He
yes,
built his own. He built his own notoriety. He
bingo, and
he is the Zack Ryder times two,
yes, and
right?
the
Zack
beauty of
Ryder
it is,
did it for himself, but Joe Hendry did it, but he did it so good, so well that all of the wrestling world knows who he is
if
now.
you haven't watched the interview he did
Right?
with Chris Van Vliet,
I have not.
where he said, I'll send you
I
the
love
link.
Chris Van Vliet, by the way.
He said
What a guy.
Joe Hendry basically said, I was a musician. It didn't go where I wanted it to go. So I got into wrestling and I reverse engineered the song. I basically told people what to do. I believe in Joe Hendry.
Hmm.
Wave your. And he basically is telling the crowd what to do. He wanted to be a heel, but people grabbed on and they loved it. And they've made him, other
He
than
was
LA
a
Knight,
heel. Was he not? I think he was when he
originally,
first.
yes.
Yes, even when he came out this with the song, he was a heel.
Yes, but again,
Right.
it's that
No, but
thing.
what I'm saying, you reminded me, he wasn't even a baby face when he started doing this.
Mm-mm, you're correct. He basically
Jesus.
he engineered this to make you like him, and it
He
worked.
did it himself. He had no
70
marketing machine behind him.
70,000 people that I just watched just a few hours ago. I believe. Oh my God! If you got a guy like me who is cynical as hell singing your theme song at random times during the day, you've done something right. And waiting and anticipating you being in what, to my knowledge, is the biggest crowd he's ever performed in front of,
Oh,
you've won.
for
You've
sure.
won.
Yeah, and you know what? Remember this last year? The debut, the unexpected beginning of a partnership, which hitherto until Grandpa Vince, thank God he couldn't keep it in his pants, because that leads to the wrestling world being able to work together.
I'll shit on your head, pal.
Now, now, oh yeah, yeah, and you're gonna like it.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna pimp you out to Brock Lesnar.
Oh Brock, oh Brock, oh Brock. Another show.
Right?
Oh man,
6 hours. I'm ready.
we got a million of them. Oh man, this is fun. I could get used to this.
We
All
can
right,
make this a weekly gimmick, dude.
we could, we could.
Bi-weekly. Let's go
Well,
there.
at least for the big four pay-per-views, we have to
Oh,
do the
just
big.
wrestling talk in general, man.
Oh,
I'm
oh,
enjoying
dude.
myself.
Oh, yeah, this would be fun. So, okay. One thing I didn't say, and that you said, like last year, it was Jordan Grace getting the Rumble stage for the first time
Mm-hmm.
as the champion,
Yes.
and the crowd loved it.
Mm-hmm.
And this was her official debut as a member of the roster of WWE officially. She
Mm-hmm.
is signed. She is not with TNA any longer. Joe Hendry's going to follow suit.
2 years. I said it. 2 years. He'll be.
It took Jordan Grace 1 year to sign. Yeah, 2 years. 1 year to sign, another year to be a champion. Is that what you're
Did
saying?
you catch the interaction between Sheamus and I can't remember who it was that smacked Joe Hendry around, and Sheamus was like, "What are you doing? I was enjoying this. He was having a great time," and we were both myself and Billy, and I was watching the show, and we were like, "All right, that's cool. That's another Endeavor thing, having the ring mic'd as heavily as it is. You don't get to hear drop down tackle, shoulder block, do it again, but you're hearing, what are you doing? I was enjoying myself.
Hmm.
Why'd you hit him? It was
Yeah.
so much fun, and it
Okay.
shows that
Yeah.
WWE is so willing to work with TNA to that level.
You know what I
that
think?
they gave Joe Hendry so much of a spotlight, and I'm not pimping Joe Hendry. To be honest, I'm pimping at this point WWE and Endeavor for giving him the spotlight. He was only in the Rumble for
You
like
know what I
7
couldn't
minutes.
help but think? You know what how I couldn't help but think? Hey Tony Khan, if you're listening, this could have been you if you
Mm-hmm.
had behaved yourself. If you hadn't made enemies,
If you didn't put your nose in the mountain of coke
if
like Joe
everybody
Montana,
if everybody had quit trying to be, you know, the best.
internet darlings.
Yeah, like if Tony Khan, like at the beginning he was like, "Yeah, I'll work with WWE, right? If they're willing, I'll work with them." If you hadn't have shot your mouth off, we could be in a completely different period right now where
Picture
the
this.
where the entirety of the wrestling industry could be working together to make a great product for fans.
Picture this. Entrant number 15 was Joe Hendry.
Hmm.
Lost my mind, had a great time.
I was like,
If
this is where Chris loses his mind and has a great time.
you were correct.
Hmm.
Now, picture like 5 entrants later. If Tony Khan were someone you could reason with when he's not hopped up on cocaine, and the bell went off for number 20, and it was Kenny frickin' Omega, who I think the world of. Or who's their champion right now? If it's Moxley, I don't care.
It
Moxley's
is
garbage.
Moxley.
Well, then screw him.
Yep.
Um, if it would have been Hangman Page, if it, oh,
I don't like
I got one
Hangman
for you.
Page either. He
I don't
got
care.
Punk
I
out of
love
there.
him,
So,
but
what? Okay. All right.
if
Oh,
if if number
okay.
20, let me throw this one out there. If
Okay.
number 20 had been MJF,
AEW's dead.
of
Dead in the
course it
water.
is.
Dead in the
They just
water.
don't know it yet.
Oh, there. I mean,
But
look.
if they could have all worked together and had a cooperative alliance, and your number 20 was MJF, you think 75,000 people popped huge for Joe Hendry?
Oh my gosh, it would have
Watch
been
what they would have done for
it would
MJF.
have been insane. Hey,
Exactly.
AEW, everybody knows that you're there. Everybody knows what you're doing. They keep up with what you're doing. They just don't care enough to watch every week. So maybe
And
you should do something about that.
exactly. I'll use a musical analogy real quick because I know you want to talk about the end of the Royal Rumble.
I absolutely do. And we
Um,
have we have 9
we have as
minutes.
many. No, actually, technically, I'll go to 7:50 because I have to go upstairs and watch the race because I do have a racing podcast called the Speedway Review. You guys should all check it out. Tuesday nights, 8 o'clock. We talk NASCAR. Myself, Stat Boy, Herm, and Big Duke. We talk NASCAR, and it's interactive. So, anyway,
Hmm. Got to get your shit in.
of course, thank you,
Yep.
thank you.
Yep. Speaking of getting
It,
your
it,
shit in, we'll talk
yes,
about that too. But Drew McIntyre, apparently he left not a happy camper.
whatever.
I don't know why,
We've heard the
but
story before that he left. It's all building a story.
we hope
The
so.
last,
Or the dude has anger issues.
I don't think so. The last time that he rage quit, it was because someone in his family was sick and he took a couple months off. Now he rage quits again. I don't buy it.
No, but we have quotes now.
I don't
We
care.
have quotes now. He said everybody.
Are they worked? Are they gimmicked?
I don't know, but he said everybody's trying to get their shit in. Everybody's trying to get their shit in.
What
He
do you
was
think?
mad.
You got 30 people. Everybody's going to get their shit in. When Drew McIntyre got in the ring, he got his shit in,
Yeah,
didn't
no
he?
shit. I mean,
Well, okay, so stop bitching.
if he's pissed and bitter, this is unquestionably, I'm going to say, yeah, this is the number 2 premium live event of the year by a
To me,
lot.
it's number one. To me, it's number one by the numbers.
But
It's number two.
for viewership,
Yes,
anybody wants to get their shit in. In fact, that's the whole point of the Royal Rumble,
right. To highlight,
for everybody to get their shit in and show what you can do.
unless you're somebody who's been on that roster for 15 years who has seen your shit. Yes, this is the moment to get your shit
Yeah,
in.
so if it's worked, fine. If it's not, Drew, grow up, man. Grow up.
Exactly.
Grow up.
The
Be
point I
the
was going to
veteran you're
make.
supposed to be and support the younger people.
Thank you. The point I was going to make is AEW. AEW died, and the person who killed it was Jack Perry.
That is
Jack
interesting.
Perry with the
Oh yeah, oh
flash,
yeah, 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 yeah. Yep, yep, yep.
dude.
Well,
Grow up.
no,
Much
what?
like
No.
much like Ronaldo just said. Grow up. Grow up. Be a man. Stop it.
No,
Metal glass.
Jack Perry
Cry
didn't.
me a river.
Jack
How did that
Perry.
work?
Jack Perry didn't kill AEW. No,
No, it was the final blow.
no, it wasn't. The final blow was I'm gonna side with this idiot over my top draw. That was the final blow.
Nope, I'm going to
You
disagree
don't
with
think
you.
so?
Jack Perry making that statement live on air and creating that fight backstage, and the fallout that happened post Crimea River.
But that didn't.
And then
No.
and then what was it? A month later, he comes out on their pay per
Collision.
view
Yeah, on Collision.
wearing the leather jacket that says Crimea River. Dude,
No, it's not Jack Perry, dude. Because Tony Khan should have said, Jack, you're fired.
he
That's what
could
he.
have.
That's what he should have done.
Jack Perry fired the final shot.
But Tony Khan could
Tony
have.
Khan could have
He
dressed the
could have.
wound
He could have
and
made.
done
He
CPR and could have done something. He didn't.
right. So the final shot was Tony Khan. The nail in the coffin of AEW was Tony Khan siding with homegrown AEW folks, who apparently, and oh, we got to have that
6 hours.
AEW show. We got to have that
Yep.
AEW show.
I'll do it.
But no, if he had put his foot down in the first place, everything could have been different.
Well, because the EVPs are active wrestlers, you can't do that. Kevin Nash said it best in a shoot interview. When you give someone active the power to decide what's going on, things are going to go bad. You have to have Vince McMahon or Triple H or Lee Fitting or Nick Khan, which is why WWE is still the gold
Right,
standard.
but he could
You
have
have to
still
have
said, he could have still said, if they pulled creative control or whatever, because they're in charge, he could have said, I don't care, you're done.
but
I'm
he
your
didn't
boss.
say no.
He didn't say no.
He let the inmates run the asylum, which is why WCW died.
Yeah, so we're arguing over semantics right now. It's his
Correct.
fault. It's his
All right.
fault. Yeah.
I
So,
went with Joe Hendry was a big pop. My
Joe
first
Hendry,
big
talk
pop,
about. Yeah.
I talked about Joe Hendry.
Mhm.
I do believe, I will still believe in 2 years he'll be main eventing WrestleMania.
CM Punk might have something to say about that first,
I don't
but
care about CM. I love CM Punk, but he's also in his 40s and may not be at the top of the pecking order for long. I don't know.
I think he's done well.
I'll let the cards fall where they may.
Hmm.
Um,
Which is how you should have the attitude you should be looking at the politics in 2025.
I do my best.
No, I mean, wait for it. Just wait for it.
Exactly.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
We're what, 14 days into a new administration, and people are calling for another one, 6 hours.
I mean, I've been worried for a couple times already, but I'm just like, what drove you insane was the fact that you assumed that the worst would happen. So just wait for it.
Bingo.
Wait for it.
Cautiously
Mhm.
optimistic.
Me too. Yep.
For a fan base, and this is where I'm going to go with the third biggest pop of the night, and then the fourth being the winner. And then I'll get to the internet.
Oh, the fourth being the winner. That's interesting. Okay.
Yes. The third biggest pop of the night was, I think it was Logan Paul, or maybe it was Jey Uso gets dropped, and Cena says, one last time in Indianapolis, you can't, and does the five-knuckle shuffle. 75,000 people went nuts.
Mm-hmm.
These are the same people that years ago, for years, and I was one of them. Let's go Cena, and here comes Chris.
Cena sucks. Yep.
Everybody in that crowd was united to see John Cena do the five-knuckle shuffle, and the pop was incredible. So it shows two things. One, that John Cena is credible, and even in his retirement tour, people still want to see him do well. He's going to do the Elimination Chamber, yada, yada, yada.
So you saw the presser at the
no,
end?
I saw a clip. Somebody showed me a clip where he says, "I'm going to go to the Elimination Chamber. I'm going to main event WrestleMania. Yada yada yada."
Did you
I
did
didn't
you
watch.
did you watch the beginning of his did you watch his entire speech, or was it just
No,
part of it? He
I'll
started
look at it.
off
I'll look at it later.
he started off with, "Okay, I'm going to make a huge announcement, so we'll see who's quick to report." And I was like, "Oh shit. Oh, what's he going to say?" He said, "I said that I was going to give you the best I've got," or something like that, and that I was
Hmm.
up to do this. I was up to do this now. He's like, "That is no longer the case." I was like, "Holy shit!" Can he? He's like, "I thought I could go." Like he played it up like he played it up like he played it up like
My light fell. I can still hear you.
oh he played it up like I thought I could do this, but when I got into the ring tonight, I realized I couldn't do it anymore.
I mean,
That's what I thought he was gonna say. But holy crap, dude. Yeah. I mean, the lead up to that. But yes, okay. Well, before we talk about that, let's talk about the fact that the person who everybody thought would win, maybe not everybody, but a lot of people thought would win, didn't. CM Punk. The
I didn't
under
have CM Punk on my card.
the expectation would have been, CM Punk versus Cody. They were teasing it. Um, or CM Punk versus Seth. They're teasing
I was
that.
looking. I was looking for the three-peat. It was gonna. I honestly said going into the Rumble, Roman was gonna win,
Hmm.
and it was gonna be Roman Cody 3. And it's
That's a
really
good
the
thought
rubber
too.
match. Roman wins the first one, Cody wins the second one. Now this is for all the marbles. Who really is the best of the best? I was wrong.
I don't know if you can do that because do you ever want to settle that question?
Yes,
You do.
Rock in Austin 3 times at WrestleMania. We finally got the question.
When
And
they
it's
were ready to retire, yeah.
doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. If you want to make this sports based, there has to be a winner and there has to be a
Well,
loser.
yeah. If you want to make it sports based, it's out the window. I gotcha. But like, yeah, from a business standpoint, I was like, oh, don't you always want to have that question lingering to keep you watching,
Sure,
drag it
but
on
then
for a little bit longer?
Motorhead said it best. If you're not a Motorhead fan, the chase is better than the catch.
Mm,
If
that's
you
a
have
good
the
wrestling motto.
if you have the 3 matches and someone comes out the definitive winner, okay, but I can always come back and come at you again. Dusty Rhodes and Ric Flair and Rick Steamboat, Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels. We've seen this play out over and over again over the years, and it still captures your attention.
Hmm.
So I honestly thought Roman was going to win. You thought, and Billy thought the same thing. Punk was going to win.
I,
Billy's
I
son
was I
thought it
was
was going to be
thinking
Cena.
I was thinking that he would, but at the end I thought, well, if Punk willingly threw himself out of the ring, he must be happy.
Maybe yes, and that's a
He
good
must be
thing because
happy. Right.
it dispels all the internet wrestling community bullshit where
Right.
they were like, "Oh, Punk is a cancer. Punk is this." Punk,
And that's why you hate Seth Rollins.
it's the well, I hate Seth Rollins because he wears his wife's clothing, and he's just not. He has no charisma. I don't get it, but that's just me. Look, you can buy a Taylor Swift
he's
record, and I
Seth.
may
He's
think it's
Seth. Same face.
true. You
Mm.
could buy a Taylor Swift record and think it's amazing. I think it's mid. I buy a Kiss record and think it's amazing, and you may think it's mid. It's personal taste. I dislike Seth Rollins for a number of reasons. Early on, it was because he hurt everybody he touched. Now it's because I just don't see the charisma.
He has more charisma than he used to have. But like I said, much like Johnny
Okay.
Gargano, much like Johnny Gargano, he's got the emotion down, but he doesn't have the facial expressions to match.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I thought what he did at the tail end of the Rumble was top notch.
Hmm.
Cannot state enough.
We mentioned
Curb
that.
stomp Punk, curb stomp Roman,
Hmm.
coming back, curb stomp Roman again. My God, they're finally give. You know when Seth was the best when he wasn't wearing puffy jackets, when he was just a straight ahead heel.
And that's where
WrestleMania,
that's where we're headed again. I think
but
all that's going to go away.
good. I hope it does
Hmm.
because maybe then I'll like Seth
That
Rollins.
is the best
Um,
version of him for sure. For sure. Yep.
so we're not breaking news here. Jey Uso wins the Royal Rumble,
No.
and we stopped the show at about 4:15 this afternoon. Hung with Billy a little bit. Looked at the internet wrestling sites. I'm like, Billy, you believe this shit? And I came home. I told you I'm home. This is when I'm going to be available. Yada yada yada. We're at the 6 minute warning right now,
Hmm.
and to listen to the internet wrestling community, Jay Uso is not a main eventer. How dare they? Who do they think they
What
are?
did I say?
Let me explain something to
H
you
loves to
people.
troll them.
His nickname
Main
is
event.
Main Event Jey Uso. He topped SummerSlam with Roman Reigns in a fantastic freaking match just a
Hmm.
year and change ago. He has been
Hmm.
in main events on television and on pay-per-views for longer than Will Ospreay has ever freaking done. Yes,
Hmm.
I'm pointing out you
Although,
AEW
although,
twats.
although, although Will Ospreay, he's the best of that company. He
Don't
and
care.
MJF are the best of that company for
Don't
sure.
care.
Yeah.
I do not care. I, I can
If he were
appreciate
in
their work.
WWE, oh my God. Let me. I'll put it that way.
If they
I'll put it
marketed
that way. Yeah.
exactly, but it's the marketing. If you,
Hmm.
I could tell you all day long, I'm the best bowler you've ever seen.
Hmm.
Okay,
Maybe I
great. And
haven't seen too many of them.
bingo, and a bunch of internet marks will say Chris Bernes is the best bowler you've ever seen. Until I win something, until I go to the top of the mountain, I'm not shit, and neither is Will Ospreay.
Mm,
Stop it, AEW
mm,
fan.
mm, mm, mm,
Jay Uso
mm.
has proved in 15 years and in the last year and a half where he's separated and done the yeet gimmick and all of that, the people love him. He is, I don't want to say he's the modern day Austin, but he's closer to The Rock than he is Austin. This
He
was
and LA
organic.
Knight.
Bingo.
He and LA Knight.
Bingo. And these are the people you wanted to push. I can remember a year ago reading somewhere they need to give Jey Uso his flowers. They gave him his flowers, and now you're shitting on him?
Yeah, they're giving
Drink,
these
drink
are his
bleach.
flowers, and this is what Triple H is doing. I just realized this. All of these new stars are over 40.
Yeah.
Like
But one thing
he's doing everything that Vince should have done. He's like, okay, we're gonna build these guys the way they should have been built from the beginning, and let them do what I know they can do for us.
but he's also proving the hypocrisy. I'm going to give you what you want, and then when you get what you want, you're going to shit on it? We want Jey Uso. We want him to have the belt. We want him to have this. We have this. Okay, here's Jey Uso. Oh my God, why Jey Uso? We thought it should be this guy or this guy. Oh my God, pick a
Hmm.
lane, drive through. It's
I,
that simple.
you know what I was thinking? The rumor was, because I read these dirt sheets, although the dirt sheet I read is a good one. The rumor was, hey, there's talk about having Logan Paul face off at for the world title at WrestleMania. And what happened? He was the final three. You thought maybe, oh my God. And I thought, oh, Paul, please don't.
In a
Please don't.
number
Please
in a
don't.
numbers game, that would have been huge business. But
It would have been.
when you are trying to arc storylines, Logan Paul does not make sense.
But that's what I was worried that he was going to do, right? Because, I mean, the dirt sheet I read is mostly right. So I thought, oh, and they never reported that they were going to do it. They just said there's talk that they were
Mm-hmm.
going to do it. So when I said that Triple H likes to troll the internet fans, that's what he's doing. He's just teasing. He's like, what if I did this, you guys? What would you guys do?
I thought it was genius to have Logan Paul be number 30. I thought it was genius to have Logan Paul be in the last three because
I was, yeah.
we
Hmm.
all had our picks at Billy's house, and only young Jackson, all of 14 years old, picked John Cena, and he's in the final three. So we're like, okay, what do you know that we don't know? Um, but having Logan Paul there at the end proves they're willing to put the time, effort, and the energy into him to make him a star.
But that's
How
why
big
I
he
was
get,
worried. That's why I was worried because he was there. I thought, oh, they could pull the trigger here, but they didn't. Thank
but
goodness.
it but again it goes back to the suspension of disbelief.
Hmm.
If you're over the age of 7 in this day and age, you know wrestling is predetermined. I don't like to say fake, I like to say predetermined,
Yes, right.
because
For
as
good
we
reason.
saw, a lot of guys get injured, and Kevin Owens walked out a bloody mess from that ladder match. It's predetermined, and if you're going to build somebody, that's how they built Austin.
Did
It's
the
how they've built stars for years and years and years. And there's a reason why, going from when I was a little kid, the WWWF, and into 2025, the WWE is still the gold standard, while WCW, ECW, Smoky Mountain, this one, that one,
it's
gone.
like the gore. Well, you if you're a wrestling fan, you had a gourmet of snacks you could watch, right? You
Oh,
had the
and
big
every
ones,
Saturday
but yeah.
morning there was 5 hours of wrestling, and then my
Hmm.
mom kicked us out of the house.
Okay, so final thoughts, but I have one thing, things that I was expecting that didn't happen,
Mm-hmm.
right? CM Punk winning was one of them.
Yep,
He's still definitely in the mix. Anything can happen between now and WrestleMania as far as title matches go. We know that, right? That's
absolutely.
exciting. One thing that I was very surprised about, no Becky Lynch.
No, she just had a kid not too long
Oh, I
ago.
know, but again, it's been rumored that she's coming back.
Uh,
She's doing stuff with her dad, but or her dad, her husband. Hey, they're not that far apart of age. That was
oh my lord.
they're not. No, they're not. They're the same age almost. She's
Okay.
not. Yeah, they're the same age. I did that was accidental. I was like, that's gonna make Seth look bad. No, no offense to Seth Rollins on that
If
count.
anything goes viral, it's that clip.
Oh well, then I'll split the
No,
proceeds
Becky
with you.
Lynch is, having. Never mind.
um, so that was a surprise for me. CM Punk winning, not winning was a surprise. Also a surprise, the lack of surprises.
Agreed.
We didn't have as many people run in that we weren't expecting to see
I
as we
thought
usually do.
I thought Trish Stratus was a great surprise. I thought Stephanie Vacour was a great surprise. Joe Hendry, obviously, a great surprise. But you're right. Royal Rumbles past, since, say, 93, there's always that one surprise that makes everybody jump and yada yada. We all, I telegraphed Joe Hendry. You probably did too.
Hmm.
Jordan Grace last year, same thing. But that I referenced 2015, 2016, where it was Bubba Ray and DDP coming into the Rumble.
Hmm.
Wow.
Hmm.
WrestleMania, I don't know how many years ago, where the Hardy Boys made their triumphant return. What a great surprise. It did. You're right.
Yeah,
It lacked a lot of that oomph.
but it's a new
The
era.
if
New
this
era,
had
new
been
owners.
if this had been a Rumble, women or men, that had many surprises, I would have given this show a 10 of 10. As of right now, this show is an 8 of 10.
Yeah, I suspect that we're not going to see a whole lot of surprises for very much longer because, I mean, this is a different company and those surprises, they're going away.
But with the working agreement between Mexico, TNA, Japan, where you get
They're going to be different
access,
kind of surprises. Right.
correct.
Hmm.
So if you're watching and you see, like, when again, I'll go to Jordan Grace last year, I'll go to Joe Hendry this year, I'll go to years ago with Cibernetico and Piroth in 95, 96. Wow, these are guys I've only heard about. Now I get to see them. This is fantastic. They're going to find a way.
Yeah. So we
They
have,
really are.
yeah, we have gone overtime.
Yes, we are.
But
And I got to get
yes,
upstairs and do
thank you, sir. Thank you,
show
sir.
research.
Enjoy your show.
Thank you.
Best of luck. This was fun. We'll do it again soon.
Thank you.
All
And
right.
anytime you want to do this